And that is called an argument in Judaism. The Rambam holds, who's a big time posek, the Rambam holds that they're not allowed to have that. That that's all considered idolatry, and it's just like if they were Jews. In that regard, there's no difference between a Jew and a non-Jew, and therefore that's all idolatry, and that is what Jack is basing everything off. He's basing it off the Rambam's Shita. But there's another Shita, and that was written by Rabbeinu Tam. I believe it's Rabbeinu Tam is one of the Bali Tosfos, respected, very respected posek, on almost equal stature as the Rambam, and it's paskin by the Ramah, who is the Shulchan Aruch for Ashkenazi Jews. Okay? For most of the world holds by this. That a shituf, a partnership for a non-Jew, is perfectly permitted. They can believe in Christianity. They're allowed to have Santa's helpers. They're allowed to have the Trinity concept. They're allowed to have that. If they say there's no God, if they say there's atheism, that's an idol. If they say there's no God, there's Jesus instead, that's idol worship. But if they say there's God, and Jesus is his son, and the Father, and that's fine. That's called a shituf. That's called a partnership, and a non-Jew is allowed to have it. A non-Jew is allowed to have it. My feeling is, I can never say to a non-Jew, to a Christian, hey, you got to give up Christianity. What?
Yeah, I'm good.
No, you can't, because the Rabbeinu
laughing at the
the Rabbeinu Tam says they're allowed to do it.
Yeah.
If a non-Jew came to me and they didn't believe in anything, they didn't believe in anything, and they said, "Hey, Rabbi, what can I believe in? What can I would say, do the 7 Noahide laws.
Right.
That's the important thing. I wouldn't suggest to them to go
embrace Jesus Christ,
embrace Jesus, become one of them. There's no point to it. It's stupid, right? But here's the thing: if they are already doing it,
right?
I'm not going to tell them to stop.
It's not Jewish to go, you're all following.
I'm not going to tell them to stop.
Nevish from Nazareth, you're all fools. We don't go up to people in other religions. You're all a bunch of idolaters. It's just not the Jewish way, even though there are those strands in the tradition that do regard Christianity as idolatrous. Even those strands don't tell Jews to go make trouble with the Goyim and tell them that they're all idolaters, even if we consider those strands that consider them idolaters. It still does not behoove us as Jews to go say that publicly.
Right.
And also the big difference between those two strands is that the strand that lived with Christians in Europe didn't want to make trouble, so they said it's permitted for
I pointed that out to you. I've heard it for
20 years. And then the strand that didn't know Christianity and had nothing to do with Christianity because it came from the Arab Muslim lands. That's the Rambam strand. That it's a bunch of idolatry. Because frankly, look, it does sound like forget all social considerations and make nice considerations. Yeah, on the face of it, it totally sounds idolatrous. It does, on the face of it, seem like it's coming from Hellenic paganism and the notion of the Trinity is just repulsive to a Jewish mind that believes in monotheism, and the idea of worshipping a human being who walked around this earth for 33 years worshipping as God. That is just on the face of it, it totally does seem like idolatry. But we don't just live in theory. We live in a real world. We live in a Christian country, a country that's roots very firmly rooted in Christianity, and we live with these people, and it does not behoove us to go around publicly saying you're all a bunch of idolaters.
Right, I agree with that. Okay, so
even though in theory, it does kind of look that way, but
I understand where Jack's coming from.
Because so do I.
Because he grew up in the middle of the Midwest with all these Christians saying that you have to believe in Jesus, and he's reacting to it. Right? But I'm just saying, if you're a Christian
and you're happy with it,
and you tune into Jack, right? Mm-hmm. But keep in the back of your mind that there's another opinion. If you're not a Christian, this has nothing to do with you, right? If you're not a Christian, you're not going to go follow Christianity anyways. I'm talking to people who are Christians, and you're interested in becoming a Noahide, right? You can be a Noahide, and you don't have to give up Christianity. So don't be afraid to tune into Jack. Just keep in the back of your mind that...
And you had another proviso about Jack.
Oh, yeah. He quotes... this is the thing. Okay, he quotes also a lot the virtual yeshiva. I don't know how much you know about this. I looked into it. I don't know anything about it until He quotes it a lot. And I looked into it, and the first thing I like to look into is, who are they?
Yeah.
Who are they? And there's this long laundry. I went on their Who Are We page, and there's a long laundry list of rabbis, some of which I've never heard of. Okay, and I don't know who these people are.
And some of them are named like Sarah and Christine.
No. But there's
kidding.
one that I did recognize a person. He's not a rabbi. He's a doctor. He's a scientist.
Yeah, a lot of Jews in Jewish life call people rabbis who don't have smicha.
Well, that's not a problem.
Well, you said this guy is not a rabbi.
No, but he doesn't purport to be.
Okay.
And he's just a guy. His name is Gerald Schrader.
Oh yeah.
I got a real problem with this guy. This guy is the guy who wrote an article that's still on Aish.com that he claims, that opens the door for the possibility that maybe life not only, might exist more than 6,000 years ago, but he's going to apologize and say it's possible that the world is below 6,000 years and is also billions of years at the same time. Ooh! And I have a real problem with this apologist. It's pure apicorsis, what he wrote. It's pure heresy. Torah has no room for any of that. It's just crap. The fact that it's still on Aish.com today, I checked this morning. That article is still on Aish.com, tells me why I can't stand Aish.com. But the fact that he's never renounced it, and I Googled him today just to double check this. I gave him till today at deadline. I Googled him. Nowhere on his website or anywhere has he ever renounced his heresy for this. I got a problem with that. According to Rav Eliashiv, who's one of the foremost...
the preeminent Ashkenazi rabbi in the world.
Yeah, he's a big poisek. He's a big expert.
The most influential, the most powerful.
He believes that all this talk and all this nonsense about a universe more than 6,000 years is heresy. He's the one who wrote the ban letter of Slifkin's books.
Yeah, Natan Slifkin.
Okay, okay. But in that letter he wrote that just because you write heresy doesn't mean that you're a heretic. Which I thought was moradic. I thought that was amazing. He said that if you write heresy, it depends what your intentions are, and it's that in a vacuum doesn't make a person a heretic. Mm-hmm. Okay, and he gave Slifkin the benefit of the doubt because he said, okay, he's not trying to combat against Judaism. He actually believes that this is what the truth is, and he's trying to enhance Judaism, whatever, make it more palatable for other people. Mm-hmm. And he gave him the benefit of the doubt. So if I try to give Schrader the benefit of the doubt, my problem is he's had so many years to renounce this thing that it's almost as if he's taken the benefit of the doubt and he shoved it in the toilet. So I have a problem with Schrader, and the fact that Virtual Yeshiva unabashedly sticks him on their what do you say? How do you call that?
Their list of who we are.
Yeah,
the supporters.
Yeah, no, the actual people who were running the site.
Yeah.
Who they go to. It's the I want to say the Hanhala, but I don't know how you say that in English. The faculty. The faculty. He's part of the faculty of this virtual yeshiva. So I have a problem with that. I don't know who these other people are, and I don't know how to deal with that. So I would say be careful.
So those are two provisos.
That's the two
Jack
things.
Taylor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I would love for Jack to respond to that, and I love Jack and I support him. I would love him to just respond to that because personally I have a problem with that. I'm not comfortable with virtue yeshiva.
Okay.
Now, if you ask me what am I comfortable with?
What are you comfortable with?
Thank you for asking. There is a website that has all the details to all these laws and talks about all this at great length, and it's a long URL. I'm going to put it on my Facebook tomorrow to repeat this, but I'll just spit it out really quickly for everybody. Is that okay?
Yeah.
S as in social, C as in culture, J as in Judaism, FAQ, FAQ.org. Well, I'll say it again. SCJFAQ.org /FAQ, that's FAQ, /12 dash or hyphen 12-19 dash dot HTML.
We're not going to run through that again.
I know, because back in the old days, they didn't care. They didn't care how accessible. I'll put it on my